After 15 years, we have another full standalone Karate Kid movie with Ralph Macchio and Jackie Chan coming together. Karate Kid Legends. Let's review. Karate Kid Legends stars Jackie Chan, Ralph Macchio, Ben Wang, and is directed by Jonathan Entwistle.
One tree. This is why I came to train you.
What's up, guys? Welcome to a brand new 2025 review. We're going to review a brand new Karate Kid movie. Should be really exciting to have a brand new Karate Kid movie, but it's not just because of the movie being bad. I'm just going to rip the Band-Aid off right there, but also we just got off of Cobra Kai. We're going to talk about a little bit of Karate Kid fatigue in this review, but yeah, I'm going to give this movie its fair due. It does have Jackie Chan from the remake, or technically it was a remake, which now we know it's not a remake. It's actually in the same timeline. And Ralph Macchio from the original classic. They have come together in this movie to be a mentor. All right, so let's give you a quick plot synopsis on Karate Kid Legends. How do they come together? Well, Ben Wang, he plays this character Lee. He is from Beijing, and he moves to New York. He makes his friend Mia, played by Sadie Stanley, and her father just happens to be played by Joshua Jackson, who happens to be a boxer. And so he becomes sort of a trainer, a mentor for this older gentleman, the boxer. I guess you can be a better boxer if you learn Kung Fu, which is what he does. And so you're thinking, wait, is this movie like gonna have a big showdown at the end with a fight with this boxer? And the boxer's name is Victor, by the way. And they do have good chemistry together, and Joshua Jackson is as charismatic as ever. But eventually, and you're waiting for it to happen as you're watching the movie, Lee's mentor back in Beijing was Mr. Han, played by Jackie Chan. And Lee is getting bullied by these very stereotypical characters, which you do get that in the Karate Kid franchise. And so Mr. Han is training him, but he needs help. So he enlists Daniel all the way back from Encino to come to New York and help mentor Lee. You getting all this? Seems like a lot going on for the 6th Karate Kid movie. I think this is number 6. So let's start off with what I liked about the movie. There are a couple of nice things. I got to give Ben Wang all the credit for carrying this movie. He is a very likable young actor who is extremely talented too, not just in the acting chops, but also in the Kung Fu chops, because he kicks major ass, and he definitely has this signature spinning move that he uses. And it seems like a lot of the Karate Kid movies, they do have a signature move going all the way back to the first movie with the crane kick. You know, he lights up the screen. He is very fun to watch, and he does have good chemistry with whoever he's on screen with. So that's the big pro about the movie. And I think Jackie Chan and Ralph Macchio do have some fun moments here and there, just, you know, little dropped in moments. And like I said earlier, Joshua Jackson, you know, he's always good in just about everything he does. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the good, and that sounds like a lot of good in this movie, but it is far overshadowed by a very rushed script and poor script writing. This movie feels like it needed to be at least 20 to 30 minutes long, and I think this could be a good movie if they got back into the editing room and actually made a full director's cut. Because like I said, the acting's there, the characters are there, it's fun, but it does definitely copy a lot from the original movie. Way too much. And the danger you get into when you copy the original movie, which is so iconic, the original Karate Kid, it's going to be hard to top that. I couldn't help but compare this movie to Creed. It's sort of a similar type story with, you know, the once young becoming the old trainer and trying to train this new young kid, which we've already kind of explored that as well in like the next Karate Kid, sort of. Also, a really big problem with this, and I didn't expect this, was having Jackie Chan and Ralph Macchio in this movie. They kind of cancel each other out. They're not really doing the story any favors, because the main character doesn't get enough time alone with each of them. And also, it's kind of jarring and confusing, because what works so well about the original Karate Kid was that beautiful friendship between Daniel and Mr. Miyagi. There's really no time to do that, and to try to do that with two different characters bouncing off of Lee is a huge, huge mistake. And there are attempts at emotion. You're going to get that in a Karate Kid movie, but by the time you get a chance to try to like sink into that emotion, we're moving on. And most of the time we're moving on to like a montage that hasn't been earned yet. And so again, it's just really jarring. Like, oh, we're in like a montage number 4 now, and let's, you know, throw some comedy in there, I guess, and whatever, but there's just no heart. You don't feel anything for what's going on in these montages. Also, a big problem with this movie is that we just got off of Cobra Kai. So this story, you know, or the story that should have been told, has already been told in a beautiful way, because we take an otherwise one-dimensional character from the first movie, in Johnny, and we give him a lot more meat on the bone, and we actually kind of get behind him in the Cobra Kai story, and I think that was just genius. To come off of that high, and I do think the series kind of overstayed its welcome. So we're already fatigued a little bit on Karate Kid, and then, oh, by the way, we got to jump into this new movie, which I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now is one of the worst in the franchise, is not really doing the franchise any favors. You know, to go out on such a low note, and I'll even wager that in 5 years, this movie will be forgotten. Like, people will just kind of, they'll revisit Cobra Kai, and then somebody will say, oh, remember that movie, the Karate Kid Legends? And they'll be like, oh, yeah, that's right, that piece of shit. It's just that bad of a movie. It's a shame. Didn't even really talk too much about Ralph Macchio, because he's more kind of just shoved in the movie. We got so much great Daniel stuff in Cobra Kai, and even he as a character went through his own trials and tribulations throughout that. There were moments where we didn't really like Daniel that much in Cobra Kai. In this, he's just more of an afterthought. You know, he's just, oh, here's Daniel. It's not necessarily a cameo, but it's borderline close to a cameo. And I got to mention, too, watching Ben Wong's talent on screen way before Daniel even comes into the story, you're like, his level in martial arts is like 10 times above what Daniel's level is. And I go, no, that's not the main point. I know this is more about life lessons and whatnot, but to have him sparring with Daniel is kind of funny and ridiculous, because this guy's like Jet Li level, or Jackie Chan is more of a fitting opponent, you know. But that's the least of this movie's problems. I think it might be worse than the next Karate Kid, if I'm being honest, just because of how rushed it felt and pointless. I think that's the big thing, just pointless. So I'm definitely giving this movie 2 hours lost. It's just really, really bad, okay? And I think Ben Wang is, you know, he can't really save this movie. But I do think that young actor has a great career ahead of him, because he's very, very talented. So let me know what you guys think of Karate Kid Legends in the comments. Looking forward to hearing your thoughts. Also, be sure to come over to Killer Flicks, where we talk horror all day and every day on Fridays. Rudy FIFA Fridays. Follow me at Drumdums and on my socials. Support me on Patreon. Become a channel member. Buy me a coffee. And we guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a good day, and Rum Dum out.